Hi, folks. I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
Together we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course,
Good
Bob.
posture, Brad. Today, Brad, we're going to talk about the single absolute best wrist strengthening exercises. I think this is going to be a surprise to some people.
Sure.
Because I think some people are not aware of where the muscles come that strengthen the wrist.
I agree.
Is that fair?
I think it's fair, but we should ask them. You know,
Oh, by the way, since you are out here, let's invite him in, Brad. The water's fine. If you are new to our channel, please take a second to subscribe to us. We provide videos on how to stay healthy, fit, and pain-free, and we upload every day. Also, go over to Facebook and like us because Brad and I, all this week, we are inviting people to come into our warm and inviting environment.
Oh, Bob, you must have read a new book.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get to the exercises,
All right,
Bob.
sounds good.
So, the wrist. What's the big thing? As a matter of fact, from the wrist all the way to the fingers, the main powerhouse, the muscle bellies that create all the force are from the wrist to the elbow.
Exactly.
Everything here is working here, so we really need to strengthen the forearm to work on the wrist. And as well as the grip.
Even,
Yep, it all works together. It's
if you actually, as you can see, as I'm, the muscles are actually working here as I'm just gripping here.
right.
They're all come. This is like you said, the base.
You look like Popeye off forearm, Bob.
I was thinking about getting an anchor on there, but my wife
Okay.
won't let me.
So, actually, I was doing some research. We were talking about memory, and I couldn't remember all the little details about the wrist and the hand, and it got really complicated.
It does.
And for me to spit out all the tendons, the muscles, and
There's no need to, Brad.
Right, exactly. We're going to divide it down into there's 3 subgroups, and one subgroup flexes the wrist, one flexes the base of the finger, and another goes up and flexes the fingertips. But they all work together, and the same with extension, whether you go this way or this way. So, Bob, carry on from there as far as how are we going to strengthen these?
Well, I thought you were going to show us, Brad, about how we're going to carry on. What do you mean?
Well, the first stretch, a lot of times
Strengthen.
we get comments. God, Bob, what is going on in my head today? The first strengthening exercise,
Brad's using the sank band here.
Right. You can use a dumbbell, but I really think for this you get a much better
Resistance,
job.
because once the dumbbell gets up past that one certain point, you're not getting resistance as much anymore.
Plus, you can do some other angles that you cannot
do with a dumbbell. Right.
So we're just going to do this.
He's got the sank band. We got this down below in our Amazon list. You can use any band where you can grab on.
But it's nice to have one that rolls nice. And these do. So, you can do this, which is going to strengthen one of the subgroups, but to get all of them, we want to actually roll down like this so we get some of the finger muscles as well and go all the way up, and not just to neutral, but we're going to go past neutral.
You're shaking, Brad.
Yeah, I know. That's because is it my age, Bob? No, that's my control. And that's the thing when you do these exercises, don't rip them off fast.
Yeah.
Take your time with them and work control. And if you do get a little shakiness, maybe your muscles are weak and they need some strengthening. Now, Bob brought up the other point. We were talking about this before. We've got to strengthen this side of the wrist, this forearm, all these muscles up in here.
When you grab something, quite often your wrist, in order to grab something and have its full power in the grip, the hand has to extend like this.
Sure.
And then you grab. And it's amazing when you strengthen those muscles, how much they improve your grip overall.
Sure.
So, I did this as an experiment on myself, where I was working on strengthening my forearm, and my grip strength went up like 15 pounds in a relatively short period of time.
He was measuring it with a dynamometer.
Yeah, I was measuring the dynamometer, so this was scientific.
Right. So this way we're going to go here, and we're going to high as you can go and down. You see I have, if I've seen a seated position, you can do it this way. You can put it around your foot like this and go up. Now, this is something that a lot of people may not realize, but if you we call this
radial
deviation. In other words, it's like the hitchhiker direction, and we're going to go this way. And that's going to get some extra muscles that are really going to help finish off. Oh, we got one more direction to go after this. Boy, and I can tell I don't do this a lot because this is...
It's amazing, isn't it, Brad? Because that's not that big of a resistance on that band.
No.
But it fatigues out rather rapidly. And the mistake I made, Brad, is I I started doing these, and I started doing them every day. I thought, well, I can do them every day.
Yeah.
And I actually ended up injuring myself.
Did you get some tendonitis?
Yeah, I got some tendonitis from doing it too often. I mean, you don't want to do this every day.
But if you're a therapist, you don't care if you got tendonitis.
Yeah, because you'll eventually figure out how to get rid of it. But yeah, okay, so the last one, Brad, is going ulnar deviation, right?
And this one, and this is where it's really hard if you have a dumbbell. How are you going to get this one?
I guess you could have to go like this, maybe lay on your back.
A lot of contortions, but
Yeah.
and it's even a little bit challenging with this. But if you go around your back like this, and I'm
There
doing
you
this,
go.
and it works very
Yep.
well.
You could also hammer a nail.
Yeah, this
right?
this would be good for rehab for
a
someone
function.
in the trades. Yep, if they broke their wrist, and I've done this actually before. Now, if you don't want to do these seated, you want to do them standing, we can go over and do them with the wall
This
band.
is the wall anchor, and I do always want to mention this now from now on, Brad. By the way, if you get one of these and you're having trouble putting the bands on, we do have a brochure that explains how to do it. But the big key is you got to pull the band apart
Yeah.
like this, and even really pretty thick bands can go on there
Yeah.
if you pull it apart and then put it on like this. So, but I'm going to grab the lower one, and I can just do a lot of the same things that Brad was doing. I'm just going to keep my wrist by my side like this.
Yep.
So I'm at a right angle like this, and I'm going to go ahead and work going like this.
Yeah.
So you can make it part of, you could be doing your routine, and you can jump right in and finish maybe with doing some wrist extension. And then I can also, of course, do radial deviation.
Yep. And then
I can also do
palm up.
flexion.
Yep.
And I can also roll it down my fingers like this.
Sure.
And bring it all the way up. And what I'm doing here is I'm actually pulling on this one so that this one doesn't slide through. But you can also set up the band so it doesn't slide through.
right, that's the beauty of the anchor, and we're not going to get into it, but that's why we have this set up here.
Now you can also, Brad, double it up like this
Oh.
and start going like this. And now you're going to fatigue rather rapidly here.
Right.
So, and you're going to be looking like that Popeye guy with, eats the spinach. I don't know, are there young people that don't know who Popeye is? I don't know. I don't know if Popeye is.
Maybe they can comment. If you
Yeah.
don't know who Popeye is, put it in the comment because we want to know.
We're old and we know who he is. So.
Well, he's an important figure in our childhood. He was. You got those big forearms and the anchor.
Olive oil?
Yeah, olive.
Well, she was an attractive
And
broad,
then the
wasn't
guy
she?
with the beard.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'll gladly pay you Wednesday for a hamburger today, or something like that.
That was the guy with the beard of the big.
Oh, that was Brutus.
Brutus.
Yeah.
We digress once again.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for watching. Remember, Brad and I can fix just about anything
Except for
a broken heart,
there you go.
but we're working on it.